Hey everyone, welcome to this month's question of the month. As you know, you can submit a question. I'll do my best to answer it here on video. Just go to yoganatomy.com/myquestion. All right, here we go. So this question comes from Allie. Hi David, I've just completed your module on the knee and found it linked to my questioning every time I am in class where Lotus is practiced. I have always said I will never be able to do full or half Lotus as I'm a runner and a mountaineer, but I'm challenging myself now that I am in a TT and I'm working on it. Then I read your paragraph about balancing strength and flexibility of these tissues as you need a taut ITB, Iliotibial Band. Can you tell me more about this, and should I still work toward Lotus? I should also say that I am in my 50s. Thanks. All right, well, a very good question. Let's go bigger picture for a moment, and then we'll talk about the iliotibial band. So first and foremost, you have to decide what your goals are. In other words, or not even necessarily goals, but the activities that you like to do. So if you like mountaineering and you like running, and those bring you happiness and you enjoy them, and you're out in nature, all of those positive things that come from running and mountaineering, you want to keep doing those. Lotus, half Lotus, very difficult, require open hips, and this is where the let's say the friction is between mountaineering, running on a regular basis, of course, occasionally running, occasionally going, hill walking or mountaineering, maybe not such a big deal, but the more running, the more mountaineering type of stuff you do, the more you need and have, just by virtue of doing it, stronger gluteals, tensor fasciae lata, hip flexors, quadriceps, all of that stuff. And a lot of those tissues converge into what's called the iliotibial band, which is, a lot of its tension is controlled by the tensor fasciae lata, the tensor of the lateral piece of fascia known as the iliotibial band. And so this is what I wrote about in the book, of course, is that in order to run and mountaineer, you need the musculature as well as the fascia, in this case the iliotibial band, to help support and stabilize the knee, which is the function of the iliotibial band. It's a stabilizer of the outside of the knee. If, however, you're opening your hips, by opening those hips, I mean stretching the tissues on the lateral side, particularly gluteus minimus, gluteus medius, maximus to some degree, including tensor fasciae lata, you reduce potentially the amount of tension that is in your iliotibial band. And then again, potentially, right? Because none of this is written in stone, but you're potentially increasing some possibility for destabilization. Now, we're not talking about if you loosen up your glutes and your IT band, that all of a sudden your knee is floppy. No, not at all. But you are going to lose some of that stability. What percentage? I cannot say. Do I think it's a high percentage? Probably not. Probably not. However, this whole sort of friction or conflict between these two things continues to play itself back into the yoga as well. So the tighter your hips, gluteals, etc. are, you can always go check out my opening your hips for Lotus and all of that stuff, the Lotus preparation videos. The more that you're doing running, cycling, I do a good bit of cycling myself, the more you do that, the tighter those tissues get. And then when you also try to do Lotus, you're potentially reducing rotation at the hip joint, tightening generally tissues around the knee joint. And so when you have to rotate your lower leg, which is normal natural movement, of course, and also required for Lotus, you're also going to potentially increase the amount of forces at the knee joint itself. And so you have to figure out what that balance is for you. There is no single answer. I wish there were. I wish I could just say, yep, you need to stop that and then do that and then do that. No. You need to figure out what your goals are. You need to decide how much tension is enough for mountaineering and running, and how much opening is needed in order for you to do your Lotus. And that's the play that you have to figure out. I can't tell you sitting here, even if as a teacher watching you practice, I couldn't tell you that. It's going to be a sensation in your body, and it's going to be decided by what it is you want to achieve. All right, Ali, I hope that helped shed a little bit of light on it and you understand that conflict a little bit more. Anyone else got a question? yoganatomy.com/my question.